We've all heard the phrase, you have to pay to play. It's the idea that to get into the right rooms, you have to invest your time, money, and effort. But what's often left out of that equation is this. Even more important than simply getting into the room is what happens after, the follow-up. Are you ready for the assistance, resources, and development that come from these connections? Is your business infrastructure prepared to make the most out of the opportunities? Because networking isn't just about being present, it's about being prepared. For me, networking started from a place of recovery. While the world was shut down during COVID, I was on a different kind of journey, recovering from postpartum heart failure. But that didn't stop me. As soon as restrictions were lifted, I made it a point to jump back into the business world, attending my first in-person event, the RE Mentors Ultimate Partnering in Dallas. It was a real estate-focused conference, full of valuable connections, but not the hotel investors or partners I needed. That's when I realized being in a room full of real estate professionals doesn't always guarantee you'll meet the right people. Ultimate Partnering was fantastic for real estate, but hotel investors were few and far between. I walked away with some insights, but I wasn't getting the full potential from these networking events yet. Next, I attended the Hunter Hotel Conference in Atlanta. This one was all about hotels. Perfect, right? But once again, there was a catch. Most of the attendees were focused on the U.S. market, and very few were interested in Caribbean investment, especially post-COVID. There was still a lot of hesitancy about Jamaica's recovery. I was there, ready to network, but the connections weren't quite aligning. It wasn't until I began attending Caribbean-specific conferences like Chico's and the Invest Jamaica Business Conference hosted by Jampro that things finally began to click. Suddenly, the conversations were seamless. I was connecting with people who understood the nuances of hotel development in Jamaica, who could provide the resources and local partnerships I needed. My journey had finally found its rhythm, and I learned an important lesson. Sometimes the right room isn't across the world, it's right where you're building your vision. So here are my tips for getting the most out of your networking. Be prepared. Before attending any event, make sure your business infrastructure is ready to support the connections you'll make. Are you ready for the follow-up? Go in person if you can. There's no substitute for face-to-face interaction. If traveling isn't an option, online participation is better than nothing, but in-person attendance is worth the effort. Bring a team. Don't go alone if you can help it. Bring someone who can help you divide and conquer. One person can't meet everyone. Do your research. Know who will be at the event, and come prepared with questions and conversation starters. Follow up. The most important part of networking happens after the event. Nurture your connections, stay in touch, and provide value where you can. Remember, it's not just about getting into the right room, it's about knowing what to do once you're there. Networking is a long game. It's about finding your people, following up, and always being prepared to make the most out of every opportunity. Because the truth is, your next big break could be just one conversation away.